Hello world, Geriatric Geek here. How in the heck are you? I hope you're doing great. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me and letting me share with you what I picked up recently as far as movies and collectibles and whatever. Fridays I usually do something a little different, and that's what today is, Friday, the 3rd of February 2023 as of the recording of this video. I know I'm on Instagram. I watch a bunch of folks there. One of those people is a guy named James. James DT Movie Trading Empire. He goes out to a place called Positively Records in Pennsylvania where he lives. And Positively Records is, I think, at least as far as I know, is one of those places that you can take old movies in, resell them, and or sell them to Positively Records, and then they resell them. Kind of like Zia Records that we have here in Vegas, um, which, by the way, is amazing as far as the volume of movies and used stuff that they have. If you're ever here in Vegas, check out Zia Records. So yeah, so I follow James on Instagram, and he also has a YouTube channel, both of which I'll link in the description below. But let me show you real quick. So on your channel, on your screen, you can see James's Instagram there. And he goes out most every day to Positively Records, from what I understand. And he shows people what Positively Records has in new for that day. And all you have to do is comment on his um, post, and he'll put you a pile together and then send. He does. It's very efficient, and I enjoyed working with him this time. And I'm going to hopefully he'll find some more stuff that I'm interested in. So I like to check him every day. So like I said, I'll leave a link in the description. But he also does YouTube, like I said. Let me show you that. So on your screen you'll see James DT Movie Trading Empire. Um, this is where he shows you the DT in his name, I suspect, is Dollar Tree. He does Dollar Tree runs and goes out, and then on his YouTube he shows you the extras that he's picked up from Dollar Tree. And all you got to do is message him, and he'll get those movies off to you. So, James, I want to thank you first off for helping me out and being fair with your prices. So I appreciate that. So yeah, he's a collector like we are, like I am, and I appreciate his effort to help me out. So again, thank you, James. Anyway, let's get started. Let me show you what I had him pick up for me. Positively Records. Uh, Most of these, I'd say, well, 90% of these are rock bands from the 1970s that this old fart listened to. That's right, and I still do. On Sirius XM satellite, I listen to this stuff all the time. First up, Deep Purple, Come Hell or High Water. This was a one of their concerts, Come Hell or High Water. This is 120 minutes worth. This is released in 1994, but of course they're an early 70s band. Most of these are from the British invasion, if you will. I do have one that's an American band. We'll get to that here in just a minute. But Deep Purple, of course, has Richie. I think yeah, Richie Blackmore, one of my favorite guitarists. In the early days of Deep Purple. He left at some point, but yeah, I enjoyed Richie Blackmore, lead guitarist. This is a documentary. No one who has heard Deep Purple kick off a show with Highway Star will ever forget it. This concert, filmed at the Birmingham NEC, UK on 9th of November 1993, captures the 5 members of Deep Purple's most famous Mark II lineup, regrouped to celebrate their 25th anniversary with a full world tour. Blackmore's decision not to accompany the band on Japanese dates after the European leg had been completed only serves to make Come Hell or High Water an all the more valuable item. With Come Hell or High Water, Deep Purple are alive and kicking again. Times may have changed in 25 years, but Deep Purple have lost nothing. Their musical finesse, their unique capacity for improvisation, and their short fuse volatility, the darker side of that much vouched chemistry, have all remained intact. Yeah, rock groups, they have some problems generally over the time. But Deep Purple, one of my favorite bands, especially Highway Star, Black Knight, Talk About Love, Beethoven, Knocking at Your Back Door, Child in Time. Those are just some of the ones that were in this concert. So glad to have it. And simple. Disc was in great shape. You can see it was $4.99 at Positively Records. And follow up with that is the 1974 California Jam of Deep Purple. This one was, as you can see, $3.99. This was done in Ontario Motor Speedway. I don't know if you guys know California or not, but they used to have two motor speedways, Riverside International and Ontario Motor Speedway. I'm a big NASCAR fan, and back then I used to go and take photos, but anyway, the concert was there, 1974, in Ontario, and there in California. This was also, at the time, it was live broadcast on the ABC TV in 1974. So this has Burn, Might Just Take Your Life, Mistreated, Smoke on the Water, You Fool No One, The Mule, and Space Truckin'. One of my favorites, I gotta say. One of my favorites. Deep Purple, 1974, live on ABC, if you imagine that. Pretty sure I watched it back then. I was in college at the time that came out. Next up, one of my favorite, all these are kind of my favorite groups from back then. Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, and Eric Clapton in Cream. Their Royal Albert Hall concert. You can see this was $4.99. This is 130 minutes long, from 2005 was when it was released. This is from their reunion concert. The original was took place at Royal Albert Hall in 1968, but this was from their reunion concert when they all got back together and did play it again at the Royal Albert. Apparently this is on Blu-ray now. If I find a, by the way, James, if you watching this and you see a Blu-ray of this, get it for me, would you? Put it aside. I like it. This, of course, was probably the first super group. All three of the guys were really name brand guys prior to joining or making Cream. Of course, Cream only lasted 3 years. But I've actually seen Eric Clapton here in town, Las Vegas, 3 times now, and I really, truly enjoy his music. But back then, good stuff. I'm So Glad, Spoonful, Outside Woman Blues, Sleepy Time, Badge, Politician, Sweet Wine, Rollin' and Tumblin', Crossroads, one of my favorites, Sitting on Top of the World, White Room. Oh, I love White Room. Let me know if you guys have seen any of these groups and if you like them. But yeah, this is quite the compilation here. It's got a little art book and also included. So happy to have this in my collection. And I'll probably watch all of these relatively soon. Like I said, I really like my 70s music, I gotta say. Anne Margaret. This is the only movie I think I have. Anne Margaret, Oliver Reed, Roger Daltrey from The Who, and Elton John. We all know him. An ensemble cast of Tommy the movie. Tommy the movie, 111 minutes long, PG from 1975. A musical drama. Um, it's an ensemble cast with, like I said, Roger Daltrey of The Who, and he played Tommy. And I'm a big Who fan, so glad to have this. There has never been a musical quite like Tommy, a weird, crazy, wonderfully excessive version of The Who's rock opera. This classic rock opera is brought energetically to life by an outstanding cast including many stars of the rock music industry. Told through the remarkable music of The Who, this is the story of Tommy, who, when just as a boy of 6, witnessed the murder of his father by his mother, played by Anne Margaret, and her lover, Oliver Reed. They command him, "You didn't hear it, you didn't see it, and you won't say anything to anyone." As a result, the traumatized boy retreats into the shadows of his mind and becomes deaf, dumb, and blind. Growing into manhood, Tommy, Roger Daltrey, is subjected to several bizarre cure attempts by the Acid Queen, played by Tina Turner, the preacher, Eric Clapton, and the specialist, Jack Nicholson. Yes, Jack Nicholson. In spite of his handicap, Tommy defeats the pinball wizard, played by Elton John, and becomes the champ, attaining a devoted following. When he is finally cured, he is hailed by his fans as a messiah. It's been quite a while since I've seen this movie, but I have seen it, and can't wait to check it out. It's got one of those weird no art kind of discs in it, but can't wait to check that out. Tommy from The Who. Next up, another British rock band from the 70s. Black Sabbath. This is their Paranoid. Their second album, I do believe, Paranoid. 97 minutes long, released in 1970. Of course, this Ozzy Osbourne is the lead man. The second album by Black Sabbath, released in 1970, has long attained classic status. Paranoid not only changed the face of rock music forever, but also defined the sound and style of heavy metal, more than any other record in rock history. The result of a magic chemistry between 4 English musicians, it catapulted Black Sabbath into the rock stratosphere. This program tells the story behind the writing, recording, and success of this groundbreaking album, using exclusive interviews, musical demonstration, archive footage, and returning to the multi-tracks with engineer Tom Alum. The film reveals how Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward created their frighteningly dark, heavy, and ear-shattering loud sound. The multi-platinum selling Paranoid is arguably Black Sabbath's finest album, not to mention one of the most seminal heavy metal albums of all time, containing some of the band's best-known signature songs, including the track Paranoid, Iron Man, Hand of Doom, and War Pigs. This is truly a classic album. Black Sabbath and Paranoid. Now, the only American band that I had him pick up for me was one of my favorites from the day too, and that was Jefferson Airplane. That's right, Fly Jefferson Airplane. I paid $4.99 for that. It's 111 minutes long, from 2004. It's a musical documentary, of course. Jefferson Airplane formed in San Francisco in 1965. I remember they were at Woodstock in 1969, and they were probably the first psychedelic rock band that I really enjoyed. So, yeah, Jefferson Airplane. Grace Slick. Who doesn't remember Grace Slick? What a voice. The Fly Jefferson Airplane documents an 8-year period of one of the greatest bands to emerge from San Francisco. Their story is told through brand new interviews with band members and their manager, complete vintage performances of their biggest hits, and through rare and never before seen photos from photographer Jim Marshall. Complete performances of It's No Secret, Somebody to Love, High Flying Bird, White Rabbit, one of my favorites, Martha, Crown of Creation, House at, wow, man, I can't read that. Pooh Nile, Cornets, I don't remember that one. Ballad of You and Me, We Can Be Together, Plastic Fantastic Lover, Volunteers. So there you go. Jefferson Airplane. And it also comes with a little insert, poster kind of thing, I guess you'd call it. Grace Slick. Really good stuff. With artwork on the disc. So there you go. That's the rock history of the Geek, if you will. So here I had him pick up also 3 other titles for me at Dollar Tree that he had extras of. This one is season 3 of, I have season 2, but I don't have season 1 yet. Being Human. Being Human is 460 minutes long from 2011. It's a drama, fantasy, horror kind of thing. It's about 3 roommates, a ghost, a vampire, and a werewolf, and what they have to deal with, apparently. This was a BBC show, and it had 5 seasons from 2009 to 2013. There's also an American version of this that I don't have, but I'd be interested in getting it if I could ever see it. For starters, Annie is trapped in purgatory and fears she will be condemned to hell until Mitchell crosses into the afterlife to save her, and George and Nina battle with challenges of their own when they conceive a baby while transformed as werewolves. Meanwhile, having committed the Box Tunnel Massacre in Season 2, Mitchell finds the net closing in on him from their world and the next, and from a prophecy that a werewolf will end his life. Mitchell feels hounded when George and Nina meet more of their kind, not to mention the fact that old adversary Herrick has risen from the dead and is living in the attic. It sounds comedic, it sounds fun. Let me know if you've seen this one. If you guys ever see season 1 of this, let me know, because I need it. I want it. Let me get rid of this message here I've got on my screen. Okay. And another one he picked up from Dollar Tree for me. The complete first season 4-disc set of Mental. I believe this only had 1 season. I think it was canceled after the first season. So this was from 2009, 572 minutes long. It's a drama. There are 13 episodes on here. And just a little trivia. This is the last television appearance of David Carradine in Mental. Get ready to go mental for this fresh and compelling medical mystery drama with a titillating touch of insanity. As the new director of psychiatric services at Wharton Memorial Hospital, Dr. Jack has a lot to cope with. Gallagher uses his unique talent to probe the intriguing psyches of his troubled patients, but his unorthodox methods place him at odds with his quirky colleagues, including his new boss, who just happens to be his ex-lover. Meanwhile, Gallagher must search for the missing pieces of his own troubled past. Brightly funny and utterly riveting, Mental is not to be missed. Now, about 70% of the people that watch this apparently like it, according to IMDb. Don't know why it was canceled. I don't remember ever seeing it, so glad to have it. I'm going to check it out. Let me know if you have seen it, though. And last but not least, the last thing he picked up for me from his Dollar Tree there. Um, speaking of youth, I grew up reading, I guess my sense of humor's because of this guy, Alfred E. Newman, Mad Magazine. This is season 1, part 1 of the animated version. It's not rated, 146 minutes from 2010. Basically, sketch comedy, I guess, animated sketch comedy. It aired on the Cartoon Network when it did air. The magazine that kids hid behind notebooks during history class turns a new page with Mad, the animated Cartoon Network sketch series inspired by the iconic periodical. Get your crazy on with Season 1, Part 1, 13 riotous episodes. They're all fast, all funny, all certifiably mad in style and substance, with movie parodies, celebrity spoofs, and pop culture send-ups. Plus, classic bits done in the manner of the writers known as Usual Gang of Idiots. There's a new gang of idiots now. You're going to love them. You'll also love this Mad bonus. Just as the magazine from back in the day could be folded into a nifty fly swatter, this DVD case makes a really cool soda can coaster. Such a deal. Mad Magazine. I have very close to all of them in my collection, by the way, Mad Magazines. I'm kind of proud of that one. So yeah, these are brand new factory sealed. So there you go. Again, thank you so much, James, for James DT Movie Trading Empire on Instagram and YouTube. Go follow him on YouTube. Give him a sub. I would appreciate that, and so would he. So again, thank you so much, my friend. Hopefully we'll do some more business here in the near future. So that's it from North Las Vegas. If you enjoy these videos, give me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. And hit the notification bell so that you know when I put up another video. Speaking of new videos, tomorrow I will be doing the giveaway video where I'm going to be giving away this brand new factory sealed Violent Night, the Blu-ray DVD digital code, to one of you folks that on last Sunday's video. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch it and use the word collection in the comment section, and you'll be eligible if you live in the United States, because I'm not shipping this outside of the United States. But also, along with this, you're going to get to choose 2 digital codes. So you're getting 3 items, 3 things. I think that's pretty cool. So that's it. You guys keep smiling, keep having fun, keep that positive attitude about you, and until the next time, peace.